What a way to wrap up the round of 16. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the episode of MDK Racing Victory Stop. My name is Jet. Hope we're having a wonderful Sunday morning is when this video will probably be uploaded. But what a Bristol night race to talk about. And man, I gotta say, Denny Hamlin, he will go down as one of the greatest villains in NASCAR history. I don't care what anyone says, especially what he said at the end of the race. That was chef kissed, a beautiful soundbite. Denny Hamlin goes on to win at Bristol for the third time in his career. He was already advanced into the round of 12 even before that race based on the amount of points that he had. But yeah, he dominated this race. He led 147 of the 500 laps, which was the second most laps led. He dominated really from the second half onwards. But the finish of the race, we know Denny Hamlin, every time he is out to the crowd, he gets hailed with boos, and I'm pretty sure he has overtaken Kyle Busch as the guy with the most amount of boos. I think he gets even more boos than Bubba Wallace, but while the fans were hailing him with boos, Denny Hamlin had the perfect clapback.
Hey, I beat your favorite driver.
And who would that be?
All of them.
I mean, notice how as soon as Denny said that, the crowd silent. Because what can you say after that? He beat your driver. I mean, shit, fair enough. I mean, what can you say to get back at that? And he didn't just barely win. I mean, he led 147, dominated stage 3. He destroyed the second half of the field, or of the destroyed the field, I should say, of the second half of the race. So, I mean, listen, you may hate Denny Hamlin all you want, but he is playing the heel role perfectly. Maybe not as good as Dominic Mysterio in terms of the amount of boos that he gets, but he is playing the heel role top tier. Honestly, the more I see people boo Denny Hamlin, the more I just love him. Even though I have my issues with Denny, Pocono as an example, but still, how can you just... You need that. Denny Hamlin's good for NASCAR. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, let's take a look at the race results here. Denny Hamlin wins. Kyle Larson is second. Christopher Bell led 187 laps. He had the best car in the first half of the race. Chris Buescher in fourth. How about Ty Gibbs? He led 102 laps. Career day for that 54 team. I said that he would be a sleeper pick. Great run for that 54 team. Michael McDowell in sixth. A great effort for him after starting in fourth. Chase Elliott, solid seventh place run. Brian Keselowski, eighth. William Byron, ninth. And Ricky Stenhouse, the top 10. How about Carson Hocevar in 11th place? So far, the 3 races he has driven for Legacy Motor Club, 17th, 20th, and 11th. That is already more. Keep this in mind. Noah Gragson, in the time that he had only 2 top 20 finishes. Carson Hocevar in 3 starts already has more than that. Already has more top 20 finishes than Gragson had in the entire stint from February up until a few weeks ago. So that kid, we know he has got some maturity issues, but I think he's all but a lock for the 77 ride at Aspire Motorsports. I mean, he is a great talent, and how he's already adjusted to a track like Bristol. That's a driver's track. And he was even up as high as 4th, 5th, 6th place even. I mean, he drove a great, clean race. Very proud of that driver in the 42 team. Then we got Ryan Preece, great run for him in the 41 car in 12th. Alex Bowman, Bubba Wallace, and Tyler Reddick, the top 15. Ty Gillen, Austin Dillon, Eric Almirola, I should say, Martin Truex Jr., and Kyle Busch rounds out the top 20. Then we got Daniel Suarez, Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Corey LaJoie, JJ Yeley, Chase Briscoe, Harrison Byrne, and Kevin Harvick. And AJ Allmendinger rounds out the top 30. Then BJ McLeod, Austin Cindric, Ty Dillon, Joey Logano, Justin Haley, and Ryan Newman. Now, let's go over what happened since you saw a lot of big names down below. Kevin Harvick and Ryan Blaney, I mean, they just had bad cars, especially Kevin Harvick. He just had bad cars. And because of that, Harvick, as well as Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Joey Logano, all out in the round of 12. Bubba Wallace and Martin Truex Jr., they make it into the round of 12 after those two put up very strong runs, especially Bubba Wallace. He finished, I believe, in the 14th position, but he finished 3rd in stage 1, which was extremely critical. Earned 8 stage points, very critical to be able to make his way into the round of 12. He did what he needed to do, drove a good race, did what he needed to do to make it into the round of 12. And also, I love the shush thing that he did. looking back, it makes sense that Denny and Bubba technically work together. I mean, those two are just, they're just trolls. But yeah, Bubba did what he needed to do. Martin Truex Jr., on the other hand, he had a roller coaster of a day. Started on front, started stage 1 really good, got stage points, but then after that, fell like a rock. Was multiple, 1 or 2 laps on, I believe. And there was a point in time where late in stage 3, he was even the reason for a caution where he nearly lost it off of turn number 4. NASCAR got a bit trigger happy with it, but he was able to keep the car going. He really just had to survive. That's really what Truex had to do. He just had to survive and somehow was able to make it. Thanks a lot, of course, to those playoff points that he accumulated over the course of the regular season. So, obviously, this playoff format, in a weird way, it does make it so that every race does matter, because if he didn't win all those races and didn't win the regular season championship, Truex would have been out because he didn't have the car to make it into the round of 12. The points that he earned over the season is what made it, what advanced him into the second round. And you're probably wondering, how did Joey Logano get that far down the running order? Well, again, he just had a horrible car. He started mid-pack, didn't have a strong car at all. He was really mid-pack driver the entire time. There was a point in time on the restart, I believe in stage 2, where he was up front and then fell like a rock, fell outside the top 20. There was one time in stage 1 where, near the end of stage 1, where Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, and a couple of other drivers stayed out to try and get some stage points to cap off stage 1. Logano on worn tires just got eaten up by everyone, except for the other drivers like Bubba, Reddick, and those guys that stayed out on worn tires. Logano got eaten up, fell back to 20th, and he was just in a hornet's nest the entire time. Got even put a lap down by Christopher Bell in stage 2. And then in stage 3, the one and only big crash of the race happened right after the stage 3 restart, where Corey LaJoie gets loose and spins, goes up the racetrack, and collects Justin Haley, Ryan Newman, Ty Dillon, and Joey Logano. And Joey Logano suffered major damage, went behind the wall, and out of the race. And it's kind of shocking to go from the champion of the series, the defending champion, to out in the round of 16. But I did also say in my playoff preview that that 22 team has been extremely inconsistent, and that would be their weakness. And it showed. I mean, they did finish 5th at Kansas, but they were horrible. They didn't earn any stage points, I don't believe, in that race. And same thing here tonight. They were horrible. They tried to use pit strategy to their advantage, but ultimately did not work. They were in a hornet's nest the entire time, got caught up in a crash, and now they're out of the playoffs. But yeah, career day for Ty Gibbs. Like I said, led 102 laps, finished in the top 5. Christopher Bell swept the stages. Kyle Larson, even though he started dead last, just drove his way up towards the front. He led a lot of laps, and there was even a great battle near the end of the race between him and Denny Hamlin. Obviously, Hamlin got ahead and won the race, but that was I had a feeling that Larson would be able to charge his way up towards the front, but not that quickly, and he was still very, very fast. Definitely had a car capable of winning, but Hamlin was just too strong. All right, so let's take a look at the round of 12 playoff grid heading into Texas to kick off the round of 12. Even though Martin Truex Jr. entered this race -7 because of those playoff points that he earned throughout the season, he's now back up to the top of the board, tied with William Byron at +25, Denny Hamlin +21, Kyle Larson +12, Buescher +10, Kyle Busch +8, Christopher Bell +5, and Tyler Reddick currently holds the final spot at +3, ahead of Brad Keselowski and Ross Chastain. Ryan Blaney -6, and Bubba Wallace, who had to claw his way, try to fight to get into the round of 12, and now has to start again, -14. He has to start from the bottom, trying to work his way up back up towards the front, but it should be very entertaining round of 12. Interesting. I don't know, entertaining. We do got Talladega, but we also got the Charlotte Roval and Texas, so we'll see. But this race was better. Again, it was better than last year's race, but there still needs to be a lot of work. Aero was still a major deal, as well as the tires. I understand Goodyear, they're being safe because it's a brand new car. You don't want Indianapolis all over again in 2008. I get that, but holy hell. The tires have the life of God in them. It's just like they just can never seem to wear. I mentioned, yes, Logano got eaten up by everyone, but I also mentioned some of the other drivers like Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick that stayed out on much older tires, and they were able to hold their ground. Yes, the drivers that were much fresher, like Christopher Bell or Kyle Larson, they were able to work their way up towards the front, but they were able to hold their ground. I mean, tires wasn't really that big of a deal. And yeah, again, I know they're being safe, but wow, we need to fix something with these tires. We need to get them to wear. That there's still an issue with the next gen car and the short track package. This race, although much better than last year, I give this race maybe a 6, 7 out of 10. It was much better, but there's still a lot of work that needs to be done. So yeah, I was overall satisfied. As a Bubba fan, I was kind of stressing, hoping he makes it in. He made it in. He made it in on 4 points. Truex made it in on 5 points. But yeah, Logano was a shock to see. Tough break for Kevin Harvick. Again, I mentioned him a bit earlier, but man, Harvick he was just horrible in this race. He was also multiple laps down, I believe 1 or 2 laps down he was throughout this race. I mean, he just did not have the car at all. There was an issue, I believe, something with the toe link. I'm not sure exactly, but I believe there was an issue with the toe link, and because it's Bristol, it's a half mile, and it takes a while to fix a toe link. So if they do it, even if under caution, they're going to be 3-4 laps down. So they couldn't risk it. But yeah, it's a tough break for Kevin Harvick to end his final season like that, not contending for a championship anymore. Still, incredible career. Did have that one championship in 2014. Obviously, when you think about Kevin Harvick's championship runs, you're going to look at some of these moments like obviously 2020, 2018. There was a lot, 2015 also, a lot of seasons where he had that season in the bag and then something happened that just took him out of contention. But definitely a guaranteed future NASCAR Hall of Famer. Hopefully he can be able to get a win in these final 7 races before he ends his career into the sunset. If he does win, that's a miracle because, I mean, look at Stewart-Haas. Ryan Preece, I'm not bashing him, but he was the best driver in 12th. Pretty sure everyone else was near the top 30. So, yeah, ouch. But SHR is in shambles. Oh, my God. Hopefully Harvick is able to get a win before, like I said, he ends his career. But, yeah, those are my thoughts. Denny Hamlin, I love you, man. You are the best heel going on in NASCAR. You've overtaken Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is no longer a heel. Since he went to Chevrolet, and I feel like Kyle has been more calm. Kyle ain't a heel no more. He's more of like neutral. Hamlin full on heel. And I love that Denny is embracing it. I love that he's like, you know what? Fine. You want me to wear the black hat? I'll wear the black hat and I'll wear it with pride. And he has done that. I love it. I still can't get over that soundbite. I beat your favorite driver. That's all you can say. You can't come back for that. But those are my thoughts on the race. What are your thoughts on it? Did you like it? Did you not? Let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, my name is Jett from MDK. Thank you so much for watching. Congratulations to Denny Hamlin, your winner at Bristol.